Right, hi everyone. Let's hope this thing is going to catch up. Before I... Oh, great. My dad's out on his scooter. Right, let's turn that so it's quiet. Right, sorry about the... I've decided I wanted to do a quick stream. It's just easier than trying to build something to edit it. And if I edit it, you know, I could be lying. So it's to do with Wigglegate, or as I think it sounds better than Ritty, who said it's more of a wave. But I think Wigglegate sounds better because it's more of a dance, isn't it? And now I'm joking, but trust me on this, I ain't happy. It's a bit depressing, but I want to go through what I can see, so you can see it, what's being done, etc., etc. So we're not just sitting on our hands going, thanks for the money, right? So very briefly, obviously I've been absolutely up to my eyes. We've shipped 1,360 monitors. Some of them may be flying still. Not many. Last lot were picked up on Friday. So there's a hell of a lot of monitors out there. And we are now. I did also on. Did I do it on the Discord? I did it on Discord, which again the Discord's been fantastic. I did ask for people to send pictures. I have received 6 emails with some pictures. One quite extreme, which is really surprising. So I need to contact them and to see if we can get something. Now, some of you, I'm going to aim this more at the Discord people. It's nearly 1,000 of you. But so up until recently, let me just put something on so you can see something. Right, this is my old faithful Amiga 1000. Let's get that into here. Now, why has it gone blank? There we go again. If that's a bit loud, I'll turn the volume down. Now, my 1000 is obviously pretty good, right? Now, I put this demo on because you can see that straight line. That's not to say there isn't an issue, okay? It's not to say there's not an issue. It's just to say that my testing stuff that I've been doing, we didn't actually notice it, but it is there. It is definitely there, and I'm going to show it in part of this video because so you understand, and I know this is a bit rambling. I'm visiting Appy on Tuesday, okay? So I've been in the process of putting together a sample system that I can take, or 2 or 3, so I can take along to show him. This is now, just so you know, this is running at 50 hertz. You may not see this at 50 hertz. You're probably seeing this at 60. So please, no comments about it's a bit jerky. That's you, not me, because I'm seeing on my capture card 50 hertz is beautiful. Anyway, so I'm gonna go see Appy on Tuesday, so I need to take some samples along so he can put it on the scope and we can have a look, because up until now, it could be partly our eyesight's not particularly brilliant, but not noticed it. So I'm not gonna say it's new, because I've got loads of systems. We ran through it in Scott, but I can reproduce it. Now, one of the things I've been able to do is one of the Discord people, Ritty, he very kindly sent me a Genesis, and it's got test patterns in it. Now, don't actually need that but I'm going to show you anyway. Yeah, it's crashed. That demo always crashes on the Vampire. I don't know why. Anyway, let me just swap that over to the Genesis so you can see it. it's reset itself. Right, so now this is Mega Drive. Well, this is a Sega Genesis 3, so video tests. Now obviously this is coming, the HDMI output is coming out through the capture card. If you paid for the HDMI output, you got a little capture card. But if you didn't pay for the HDMI output, you still get an HDMI output. But it's hit and miss whether it works for your capture card. So let's go to, no, not striped. Here we go. Horizontal verticals. Let's go 322.40, makes sense. And then do that. Right. Why are you resetting? It wasn't doing this earlier. Why is it doing this? It's picking up something going down, isn't it? That's weird. Let's make sure it's plugged in. Oh, no. Oh, God. Right. One more try. That's my mouse on the floor. Right, video tests. But just have a look, because I've got a better example that actually shows it better than this, to be fair. So you got that. You can see the lines. If you look at it, I'm not sure what that is coming down. Must be because I've got a whole load of cables sitting at the back, so they're probably all crossing each other. It sounds stupid like that. But you can see there's a very slight wave in this. Okay. But the best one is this one. Now, this is, if you can see the green mister sitting there, not internally, because that will go through HDMI and there's no issue, okay? Obviously, there's no issue with HDMI. In fact, let's just, what is that? What channel's that on? I think it's on 4. There you go. So it does actually, to be honest, the mister, because that's scaled, seems to be missing the odd lines when it's scaling it, but you can ignore that. The lines are straight. So if I go back to the VGA, and you can actually see. Oh no, not RGB. Oh, there you go. It did it automatically. Where are we? Right. So now what you can I've got this in 1280 720. It works in 724x566 mode as well. The problem at the moment is we're working on the slot 0 firmware, and at the moment still the best one is the 1280 720. The other modes are kind of doing this, but the people in China have got one of the misters, and they've got a SCART cable, and we're getting them set up so they can see what this is. So basically what this is a mister using the analog output with a SCART cable. You have to do some settings changes plugged into the scaler. Okay, so it's recreating as if it was going to go into a normal CRT. Okay, now you can, if you look at the buttons on the bottom left hand side, which is what I'm going to be showing Appy, right now, this is doing a pretty fair representation of it. Let me just see. Yeah, so if you look at the especially on the bottom left, you can see there is a slight wave. Now I have, to be fair, I have got a picture of someone's got it's worse on his, more extreme. But this is what I'm seeing and what I can reproduce at the moment. Again, I'm going to be going through and doing some more tests, but we're going to take this over to Appy, so we've got to get it so that it's find out what's going on, and just see if we can just ping that straight. Yeah, get that, because that's it. The trouble at the moment is, I'm sure you'll understand, so much effort has gone into this, so much, and to be blunt, so much money, right? That I've got a bunch of about 500 spare sitting in the office to sell, and we've got Wigglegate, right? So I need to get this nailed so that we can move on from this, because ultimately this, I think, is an absolutely fantastic monitor. People who are getting them really like it, and so the wiggle is an issue. I mean, you make your own decision. But I have got one image from a person that was a bit more extremenist, so we need to look into why that could possibly be. If it's a cable, a bit cable noise that's making it worse. But as you can see, this is the standard SCART cable going into the back, and that's what it's showing. Now, if you run it for HDMI, you don't get it. If you run it, the problem we had is we were running it for VGA, and it's absolutely fine. But of course, going through this is actually going through the scalar circuitry. So we need to just sort this out. Anyway, if anyone's got any questions while I'm here, I'll have a look. Yeah, Ghetto Fingers up at 3:45 in the morning. Well done. You're having fun out there, aren't you? 8:45 in Australia. Yeah, get to catch stream live. Flight of the Amazon Queen. I'm so close to beating this. Yeah, more of a wavy gate. Reminds me of when the old mobile phones rang next to a CRT. So you've made a very old. This is very true, actually, right? This is actually. Now, I'm not making excuses. We've got a bit of a wave. Okay, I'm not making excuses for that. But I remember it being worse on my CRTs. You used to have things, if there was a big speaker in there, it would go a bit weird. So, it's we got to fix it. And I'm going to Portsmouth to see Happy. I'll stick this on his desk, and we're going to sit there, and I'll leave it with him, and he can fix it. Then it's a case of how do we update existing ones, but also, you know, we've got to we'll work that out. I'm not quite sure yet how that's going to be. It's more than likely a firmware update, and then, you know, go from there. So if you're using now, obviously anyone who knows me, right, knows I'm an Amiga fan. So you can imagine how annoying it is, right? And I promise I'm not having to go Happy here. I'm really not, because we never noticed it. As you saw, we hadn't noticed it. It's now I'm trying to reproduce it and trying to find it. We're finding it. So yeah, I'm not having to get Happy. But we need to just nail it. So we just need to find out how we're going to do it. Because I don't know what the fix is going to be yet. So we need to find out what the fix is, how complicated it is to upgrade people, etc., etc. It's not going to be a hardware's broken. It's going to be more of a firmware tweak. But it's not the one that goes in the slot 0. So it's not that. Right. Anyone? Yeah, more of a wavegate. Reminds me. Yeah, I said that. Yeah, you can see on Dopa's screen for sure. Yep. Yeah, I know. Good job replicating this. I saw a number of examples. It was quite a repeating pattern, like Notepad program with lots of the same letter. I understand it must be a pain to find this now. At least we know it's specific to the scaler. Yeah. So if you've ordered a monitor and you didn't order a scaler, you're not having it, right? If you've ordered, now a lot of people have got scalers, right? An awful lot. If you've ordered it, you've got the scaler, and this is the thing you're doing, right? We will sort it out. It's more a case of sorting out what the until I know what the answer is. But I just wanted people to know that I am working on it. I have been incredibly busy. I had to put it on a back burner just temporarily while I got the monitors out, because it can be very distracting. So you know about it. You can see it. We're going to fix it. And then it's a case of getting people's boards updated. And I don't know how that process will happen. What I'm hoping is it's just a case of a simple... It won't be a simple one, but it will just be a case of an update the firmware, fixes it, and just pings it straight. And then it's the process of how we do that. Okay. And so it's in hand. Not many people on here. And this wasn't meant to be a long stream, but I thought if I do it live and do it public, then, you know, you can see it's, you know, I'm not hiding anything. And it's something I want to fix. and as an Amiga fan, it's a look. I will say, back in the day, I'd have killed for this. I'd have absolutely killed for it, even with a very slight wiggle. But it's still not right. We want to get it. We want to get it as as straight as the quality of the picture. And if you go by the quality of the demo, the picture, I still think it's pretty amazing. But anyway, let me run a demo. If I can find a mouse, which is on the floor. Hang on, let's run. This may at some point crash. So remember, this is running on. It's a bit loud, isn't it? This is running on the Mister, going out through the analog board from a VGA output. It's not VGA quite, it's 15 kilohertz. It's going into the scaler, so it's reproducing 15 kilohertz. It's set up, you have to set, that is a bit loud, isn't it? Go away. Let's bring that back up again so we can see the culprit. You'll notice the lines. I put the lines up there on purpose so you can see the straight lines. What was I saying? None of the champions are awake at this hour, yeah. Yeah, that's coming from, I've done this with the Mister because in China they've got one as well. In fact, I sent off the one that Neil from RMC sent me. So that's gone off to China there, and they're testing at the moment. So we have got a new slot 0 firmware coming. Nothing to do with the wiggle, but there is a slot 0 firmware coming. But we're having problems that getting them to scale it correctly. Yeah, and it's still they get it correct one way and then they break another way. So now we're doing a SCART lead. So they can actually put it in as if it is an old retro machine. This is a fantastic thing about these Misters. They do give out a retro signal. So it's literally just like if you plug that into a CRT. It's brilliant. So then they can do their firmware to scale the modes. Because we do have 1280, 1024 and a load of others which the GBS control supports. But the 1280, 1024 is... So this will show you. This used to work. Now these are all 50 hertz, but this will make you laugh. Oh, hang on, I've got it on here. This is why we're still waiting for them to fix it, because it does this. Yeah. So when you go adjust. This is 1280, 1024. Look what it does. Nice and sharp though. Nice and sharp. Still got the wiggle, so the wiggle's actually in the signal. But let's go back to the other mode. What I found is 1280, 720. Because of when it scales it up, it actually just pings in perfectly. But the reason I haven't released this slot 0 firmware is because I wanted to. We just got to get this scaling right with the. Because they have no concept of old machines in China. They just don't. They didn't really have computers back when the Amiga came out. They had none of that, so they don't understand it. So it's, and then there's a translation issue. So it's been entertaining. But so that's kind of what we're working with. Still working on it. Hoping to go out in May to discuss the future. But there you go. Right, is there any more questions? I like my ladies with the wig. It's not unusable with the wave, but considering a non-RPG. Yeah, okay, this is... I get that. I totally get that, right? So the comment's been, if you run it... And I am actually taking one with me because I've got a monitor. The original monitor upstairs. It's probably why we never noticed it as well. The original version was GBS with a little board that Appy made and made it work with GBS control. And apparently that, I haven't tested that yet, but apparently that doesn't do it, which is annoying, as you can appreciate. So ours is a much better board, design-wise, ground planes, all that kind of stuff, but for some reason it's got a wiggle. Wave. Anyway, we're going to look into it and we'll get it resolved. But I thought I'd just do this quickly to show that we are on it, and I will do an update. So I'm going to go see him Tuesday. I'm not saying we're going to nail it then, but we'll see him on Tuesday, and then we'll see what happens from there. So if there's any more final questions you got, otherwise, there you go. We're on it, right. There isn't any more messages. So I'm going to leave this video here so that anyone can see it. They can see it from my machine. They can see exactly what the issue is. Because one of the problems we got is it's one of those things where it's actually getting out of Discord, and then it's getting a bit out of hand, I think. And people are saying, "Oh, I've had about this terrible wiggle on it," and well, I don't. It's not terrible. It's annoying, but it's it can get out of hand. And whereas people make, because it's not a cheap monitor, considering what it costs to make it is, but I need to get it nailed, get it fixed. Find out what it is. Once we know exactly what it is and nail it, then we can sort out how we upgrade existing customers, that kind of thing, or how we get it to be fixable, and we can deal with that. We can deal with that later on once we've got it sorted out. But I thought I'd do this publicly, and then you can see. Right, and that's it. Yeah, I know. It does. It does happen. But anyway, thanks so much. Thanks for joining in, because quite a few of you are actually on it. I wasn't expecting it. I thought it'd be nice to get some questions, and then people can, come on. But thanks for joining in, and I'll possibly do. I don't know. I might not do a stream on Monday. I know it seems strange doing it today, but I wanted to get this up here because I'm working. I've got to go back in the office. I've got to build. I've got about 60, 65 more monitors to build, so I didn't want to. I'm doing all this work today because I want to go in on Monday, and in the next week I'll have shipped all the ones that are sold, and then I can concentrate. I've got some replacement panels to send out, as you probably know, and I can get around and just sort all of that out. Anyway, thanks so much for taking part. Can never remember which one to press. Yeah, thanks. I'm still working on this. Anyway, I will see you all soon, and thanks so much.